Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this platform. If it is your first time and you like what you are watching, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications so that you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. Here in Linda's TV show, we react to all forms of videos, local and international, especially what is happening in Nigeria. I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform for us to use to disseminate information. At the same time, I am putting a disclaimer that this platform, Linda's TV show, do not in any way promote misleading information, hate speech, or violence. I do not like those things, so I will never promote them in my platform. We are here to educate and inform the members of the
to official 610 naira. Nigeria crude oil production before Bokuwari APC Egbekegbe was put at 1.8 million barrels a day, while Nigeria was losing 50,000 barrels to oil thieves. Immediately Bokuwari came in, Nigeria's oil production dropped by half to 900,000 barrels a day, while the crude oil Nigeria was losing to the thieves increased by more than 600%. In fact, more than 700% to 700,000 barrels. Okay, that Nigeria started losing to oil thieves. So Nigeria lost so much money to the point that Nigerians no longer even had a clue how much Nigeria was making from crude oil for 80 years. You see, from 1960 to 2015, the Central Bank of Nigeria printed in total 921 billion naira in total as money they printed between 1960 and 2015. This money is called ways and means, the money that the central bank always prints to borrow the federal government if they're having deficits. Now, let me explain that to you, how they brought you to this ruin, okay? So, normally, if the government of Nigeria has no real business, just take money. They call it taxes, and they can name it anything. Royalty, taxes, whatever. That's where they make their money. Now, that is why the government has a plan, and they call their plan budget. So when government budgets, they budget based on what they have or what they expect to have in order to provide whatever they want to provide in the country. So where there was a deficit means what the government wants to do around that time and the money they have as well as the money they are expecting. Okay, put it this way, the money they have is not going to pay for what they want to do. Okay, but they are expecting money which will come later. So they will now say, okay, we are expecting 100 naira, let's say in the middle of the year. Currently, we need to spend 300 naira, but we only have 200 naira. Okay? So since we have 200 naira, we need 100 naira. But this 100 naira won't come until June. So they will now turn to the central bank of the country. The central bank will now provide by law 5% of the entire budget. So let's say your budget is 300 naira. Okay? So the central bank will provide you the 5% of that and give the money to government. You see that money that government is expecting? The moment the money comes in June, so government can continue to go and do what they want to do. Okay? They will have money. So by June, when that money the government is expecting starts coming in, it will go straight to the central bank. And central bank will remove the money they gave to the government. Most of the time, the central bank have the money in their vaults. They do not need to print money. It's like a bank. Okay? Oh, you need 1 trillion. We'll give it to you. It's already there. But in the case of APC, Egbekegbe, Nigeria printed 1960 to 2015. That's going to be like how many years? 55 years. For 55 years of Nigeria history, the central bank printed and borrowed 50-something billion to Nigeria government. But under APC, in a space of 8 years, the Central Bank of Nigeria printed 27.5 trillion naira. And nobody has an account of it. what they did with it. As it is right now, Nigeria doesn't have any money they are expecting that they will use to pay back the money to the central bank. Central bank didn't have the money either. They printed the money. The money they printed, the one they found in their vaults, all of this money have disappeared. Either to people's strong rooms in their homes. And who are those who have access to this money from when it is printed to when it is shared? It is not me and you. But when this whole mess, they will now be asking me and you that we should all work together and do our best to make sure that Nigeria is great. But by waiting me and you go do, when some people get 27 trillion naira cash that they had the power to print and they cannot account for, waiting me and you go do to now save Nigeria now. Waiting we go do. The criminals who did it are saying you and I should do something. What are we going to do? So this is why, when they push it to you, don't push it back to others. Do not take their responsibility for them. You need to stop them. So this 27 trillion, when they converted it, it came to $50 billion. $50 billion. And Tifnumbu, who happened to be the chief marketer for Bokuwari, I think some of you still remember this now. College presidents.
Tí o bá sí àwa èmi tí ń dúró wájú yìí tí ń lérí ogun tí ní òkè Buhari nìṣó ká máa bá lọ. Kò lè di president. Ó ṣe kìíní olùlẹ̀. Ó ṣe kejì olùlẹ̀. Ó ṣe kẹta olùlẹ̀. Ó tiẹ̀ sọkọ lórí tẹlifíṣàn. Pé láyé òun ò tún rán mọ́, mo dẹ̀ lọ báńkà tó náà wà rán ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kún kọ́ lélẹ̀ àdúró tiẹ̀ wà á dẹ̀ wọlé. Nǹkan kan ní pé o ò ní fọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣeré. Ó dẹ̀ gbà. Tí ò bá sí àwọn.
Èmi ló kàn. When it is Yoruba turn, it is my turn. The chief marketer of Bokuwari is now the man they are telling you that they did not know that Bokuwari destroyed Nigeria to this level. And you should give him time. The only time you are giving them is just for them to replace those rogues, thieves that helped Bokuwari and APC Egbekegbe to give you Tifnumbu. And once they replace them and it's like business as usual and it continues, see, you can abuse me, you can call me names, but look at me very well. I am not the person who brought this upon you. A lot of you brought this upon yourselves. I am only trying to cure you of the misfortune that you have brought upon yourself and innocent people. That you and your tribal Olympics, ethnic championship, it has brought you nothing but destruction, poverty, and death. Now, if you can't see it, it is because the whole log in your eye is deeper than you can see. Or maybe somebody around you need this too. And they should. So you can abuse me, you can not like me, you can say whatever you like. See, even me, I dey pray for you. Say Tifnumbu, not only that it will do 8 years, so it go probably by then, it go don't master how they will now twist that your trashy book that you call Constitution, so that it can just be your own pobia. If that is what will happen, to give everybody sense, to let you know that you are a Yoruba, that you are a Igbo, or you are Hausa, or you are Fulani, in this doomed Nigeria, none of us is safe. But you go hear may you do 16, may you do 20, 30 years. If him finish, make them push Sheyi inside. After Sheyi, make them push Ade. Make them put that, like that. Make them give you everything where they want like that. You see, when the Gbedu enter body, look at me. When the Gbedu enter body, like when the Gbedu enter body, yay, enter body, you will dance, you will use Azonto, to dance. What was that? You will use Azonto to dance Buga. I tell you, I've seen it happen many times. It's just that it hasn't really gotten to that chokehold. You can deceive yourself and think that because Tifnumbu is Yoruba, therefore you as a Yoruba, you have to defend Tifnumbu, who doesn't give a shit about you. You need to know that. And you also need to believe it. That Tifnumbu and these rogues, it is the same thing. For when Bokuwari, one cycle, it's the same like when Bokuwari was your president. Do you know how many school children they kidnapped under Bokuwari and how many times they put the number together? More than 3,000 school children were kidnapped under Bokuwari in an operation that spanned over 18 times. 18 times under Bokuwari. Under Tifnumbu, it has already happened about 4 times. Mass kidnapping. And you know something? It is coming home to It's coming home or coming to the community near you. We have seen the Fulani terrorists slaughter people, innocent people on their farms in Oyo State. We have seen terrorists ransacked and invaded Ondo State and Ondo communities. We have seen terrorists who have massacred and killed royal fathers in Yoruba land. We have seen terrorist sympathizers even threaten Remi Werekwe, Teresa Mendoza, Abuja, Tifnumbu's wife. We have seen things, and guess what? Tifnumbu would rather die or ask you, where are the cows, than come to the aid of any Yoruba anywhere. I am a Yoruba man. I am of no value to Tifnumbu and his criminal gang. Do you understand that? And you need to believe that your life is worthless to them. But your life is precious. It's a life. No man can create life. It's a life that should be. One life is not important than the other life. Every life should matter. Abi, your life, my life, are supposed to be sacred. They should not be taken by anybody or should not be sacrificed on the altar of political aggrandizement, political benefits of these rogues. People are dying. You can easily tell there is no real remorse in their faces, So why should I decided to become an ethnic or tribal bigot? Not because I am defending my fellow Yorubas, but because I want to defend criminal politicians that doesn't give a damn about me, the education of my people, their health care, their safety. Have you thought of that? Have you thought about the you know what I mean? Have you thought about the danger that you have to endure? Your businesses that are going to die or dying. There are Yoruba businesses that are dying in this economy. Yorubas are paying ransom to terrorists in Nigeria. But Yorubas have Shongodele, Amoda Shongolere, Tifnumbu as president. And that is so important to us. Our people can farm. You are there on that your Kinko made Apple phone or Abinko. Thinking you are a tribal warrior, ethnic warrior, or a religious warrior. Somebody where they fight for God. When it gets to your own problems, you leave that for God. Papa. Una they fight for God. Turn yourself into special advisor to God in heaven. Some of you turn yourselves into Attorney General of Hellfire, the the protector of the realm in heaven, advocating for God, adjudicating for him, killing your fellow people for God. What the hell? If you understand very well the danger that you are in and the utopia that you are helping them to create, the place that you are that has no place for you other than to be a serf, a slave. So sometimes you might need to think, just like a lot of us are doing. We know that thinking is a very hard job. That's why a lot of people don't want to get involved in it. Thinking is a really, really hard job. But if you have to think about yourselves and think beyond yourself, because a lot of you are not even thinking about yourself, thinking that you are somehow protecting something or someone. Have you actually valued, have you actually reviewed of what value have these people added to your life, to your community? But when you take time to think it properly, you will realize that, as I have said many times, if you care to think just for 1 second, for God's sake, you will see it clearly that Nigeria is the weapon fashioned against you, and it's not going anywhere until you break it up. Defending Nigeria could mean something like other countries. Do not see yourselves, and it is not act of unpatriotism. No. We have been guilt tripped for so long. We have been fighting wrong battle. A lot of us have no idea why we are even fighting. We do not. And for those who understand why they are kind of spreading that seed of hate, you should also know that you're not doing yourself any good or any favor. You are helping the system that is put in place to kill you and destroy your descendants. Our children won't survive in that place. I promise you, they will not. A lot of us are not even surviving it now. Okay? Our forebearers who existed when we believed the world was so much cruel than this, they left something. A lot of us won't leave anything. They want us to die in the poverty capital they have created. Accept it. And turned us into this superstitious mob. People who believes that they will fight for God. But when it turns to their own fight, to fight for themselves, fight for your liberty, fight for your safety, fight for your own prosperity, fight for your own economy, fight for your identity, something that gives you purpose as human. Fight for something. Stand up for something. Okay? Or you die for nothing. No. They would rather wait on God. So we need a generation that is not so sissy or lily-livered, that will believe that there is a sky daddy that is going to come with magic to free them. Nobody is coming to free anyone. And that is why you should open your mind and think. The danger is not just you and me. A lot of them are pretty much about money and all that. That is why you have a lot of rich Nigerians, supposedly. Very rich Nigerians that all they have is money. They want to drive cars that they can't make. They want to live in they want to live in the mansions that they can't design or build. Okay? They want to enjoy things that, could only be in others' dreams. They live off you. Their families, their concubines, and they live off you. They owe you. They owe you a lot because they've taken so much from us. And that's what they do all the time. They take everything they can take from us. Now, they pay attention. Okay? A lot of you are working so hard. But none of this is working in your own interest. You work so hard. in an economy that economy saboteurs are in charge of your country. Compromised criminals that could sacrifice your lives and bargain with terrorists. They don't even hide it. There's nowhere in the world that you will see anything called Operation Safe Corridor, where terrorists who have murdered innocent people, women and children, who have kidnapped them for years, raped them with no consequences. And there you are. You have a government that has a plan for them to rehabilitate them. Who rehabilitates terrorists? Terrorism is not just, it's not something that you just catch on the road. It is an idea. Terrorism is an idea that there's no amount of repentance that can actually withdraw that except death. But Nigeria claimed to have released more than 140,000 repentant terrorists. And you're having a dream in such country. Are you not deluded? I have my dream. In the next 5 years, I am planning to build. Are you being serious, really? Are you thinking at all? And that is why a lot of you are losing so much today. All your life savings, all your supposed money saved for raining day, they've devalued them, destroyed them. You are watching them do all of this. You watching them do all of this? And some of you kind of chose to defend them because to you, they are your tribesmen. They are people from your place. I cannot join anybody to fight my people. Your people are fighting you. The people you think are your people, those who are Yorubas, those who are Igbos among them, those who are Hausa Fulanis among them, they are there. They are there. They are benefiting from your ruins. But you are proud. You are proud to defend them and then wait on God. God will do it. Let's just believe in God. Let's just believe in God. Because God is you do believe. It's incredible that you do. But there's something a lot of us believe will never happen. God will not do what humans are meant to do. So when you leave this broadcast, you might continue in that your own deluded mind before you will become the next victim. The thing is, you should remember this, that the arrow or the bullet shot from the shotgun of bad governance is always very democratic and doesn't discriminate. It will choose a victim, whether you are for them or you are not for them. We are all, what do you call it? We are all a disaster waiting to happen. It is like we are not allowed to choose our own fate. They are choosing our fate for us. Okay? That's what they are doing to you. Nigeria is non-negotiable. And all of the maladies, all of the abnormalities, the criminalities, the abductions called kidnappings, impunity, and others that have continued to contribute to the retrogression of Nigeria and Nigerians, they said it's our fate. They are non-negotiable. We either take it or we leave it. And they say if we want to leave it, we should leave Nigeria for them. Some of you have been echoing that too. If you don't like Nigeria, go to another country. We understand what you are creating. You are creating the world that, millions like yourself and your children will never be able to live in. In case if you don't know, what every day, every minute, that this Tifnumbu and his APC, they are in charge of Nigeria. You are helping them to create the world that your children may not be able to survive. My children won't survive in that world. And I am worried. They are creating the world that when they are gone, you and I will still have to be paying the price. The prices of bigotry, ethnic jingoism, religious fanaticism, political and class war. That's what Dele Farotimi said. Dele Farotimi said, don't die in their war. You think you are fighting for Nigeria? You think you are fighting for Yoruba by defending Tifnumbu? Do you really think you are fighting for the North by defending Bokwari? Oh dear, you are fighting the wrong war. And when you die, you will be nameless. That is one sad thing, or sad way to end. It's actually a very sad way to go. When you were born, it was announced to the world. Congratulations, oh, he's a gay. And everybody will begin to say, oh, congratulations. Now, Nigeria continue to make you a nobody, a non-entity, and they call you ordinary. You know, that's what they call us. Ordinary Nigerians. Me, I be ordinary now. Sure, you get ordinary. You watching me, you be ordinary. And that is why the real ones who have names, if me and you jam them, they go show you and I where we belong to. All of you, these talikas, talapalis, these poor people. The way you poor people always reason. I don't even understand these poor people. These are people who are living off you. People who are unproductive. They have no idea of creating wealth. They are living off the people. I call them scroungers, scavengers, pickpockets, armed robbers. But they will look at you and me because we are ordinary. Me, I be ordinary. Mayegun, ordinary Nigerian. Abi, Uche, Chike, my brother, you are ordinary Nigerian. Abi, Princess Balogun, you are ordinary. Abi, they call us ordinary to our faces. They actually didn't really see that. They say, we are important. They are important. You and I are ordinary. I reject ordinary. You should reject ordinary. The moment you reject being ordinary, when anybody now calls you ordinary, you will see the insult in it. You will see the arrogance in it. You will see the way they look at you. That's how they look at us. They look at us like that. And their children look at us like that too. What is wrong with all these poor people, They just hate us. You know, they believe that we hate them. Like it's normal. We hate them. They hate us. They hate us. We don't know why they hate us. We don't know why they all... You are stealing people's education, healthcare, jobs, standard economy. You are stealing them to build life for your families. You want them to love you. So therefore, they look at us and say, all these poor people. That's poverty. That's poverty speaking inside you. Person will never work in his life. Your politicians are those who have failed in real life. Do you know that? You go see your politician. Him be doctor, but he prefer to be called a senator because he's never a successful doctor. He cannot even like operate or work as a doctor anywhere. Nobody go employ him. You will see this one say he's an accountant. This one will say he's a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's a lawyer. When you look at all of them, they are failed people who have not been able to succeed in anything. But they have been able to succeed in politics, which is pretty much all it takes. Bend the knee. When you bend the knee for the establishment, you can join them. And then you can turn around and say, you this ordinary Nigerian self, we need to help ordinary Nigerians. We must make sure that we do everything to make sure that the ordinary Nigerians, man, I hate that word. Honestly, I do not hate people or hate things just any easily. But every time I remember that I am referred to ordinary, that is why if I am kidnapped, how many of us are currently in the temple this morning? How many are you? We have about 700 of us on YouTube, okay? About 80 of us on TikTok, okay? And then we have about 100 as well, or so, on YouTube, on Facebook. Now, let's consider that imagine, I have a total of, Mercy, I have a total of 900 people watching me from all platforms this morning, right now, okay? Imagine all of us, 900 people. We are inside the room. Now, you are physically with me right now, okay? 900 of you. And then we are all taken. Or we are all slaughtered. Do you know that they will just use one number to describe us? 900 people were slaughtered at the Temple of Truth by Fulani, by bandits, to make it look less. Not like terrorists, bandits. They're not going to name you, and say, Alhaji Abdulaziz, Mrs. Dickin, something. And this, no, they won't name you because we are ordinary. Are we ordinary? Are you ordinary? Are you? Now, you have people who have that mindset. The mindset of saviors. That is why your criminal politicians have the mindset of saviors. They dip you in debt, then they offer to help you. They take your food by destroying your economy, taking your job. Then they offer you gari and rice as your messiah. They give your child scholarship since you can no longer afford. Out of 5 children, they gave 1 scholarship. The rest of them, 4 of them, they can go and wander around in the world and see if they will survive or not. That's not up to them. But you need to be grateful to them. Okay? Since you can no longer take care of your family, they have already given 1 scholarship and they just give you a bag of gari. Make them poor and make them beg. Then offer them solution and look like their savior. Have you not noticed that? This template is everywhere. From the north to the east, from the west to every part of the place, where they offer solution to the problems they have created. That is why they walk about like your saviors. Yeah, I've studied that and they enjoyed it. Please come to our aid. You say, do you know how many years that you have not had electricity? I decided to buy you transformer and you are not grateful. All of you are not grateful. And they will be like, it's not our money. Shut up your mouth. Even if it's our money, he can decide to spend it. Nigeria is a place where the victims of bad governance will tell you that if a politician that steals their money uses it and somebody says, but it's our money now, the same Nigerian will say, but he can steal it now. What if he steals it? What are we going to do? Nigerians will tell themselves to be grateful. Be grateful that he didn't steal the money. You know? They say, okay, what if he steals the money? What do we go do? If he use the money and just steal the money, is that not what others do? Let us be happy. Let us be grateful. And the politician will be like, you get sense, Jerry. Don't mind them. You know that I can steal the money, Abi, and nothing you can do. Yes, now, honorable, we know. Thank you so much. Thank you for being considerate. Thank you for being helpful. Thank you for being godly. Oh, you are such a man of God. That our money, that you could have stolen it, but you choose to be grateful to us. So to be gracious to us. Let us be grateful. Let's be grateful. That's the country. That's the place. So where are we going to start from? That's the question a lot of people are asking. It should start from all of una where they hear me every now and then. But unfortunately, when you realize some of you, when this thing enter the right ear, they don't come over the left ear. I wouldn't know if it is hunger or greed or selfishness that makes that happen. But that seems to be the experience. Because if you have been listening to me, we probably would have had enough people, enough army. People who are like enlightened, who knows the danger of what they are directly supporting or indirectly supporting. It would have been probably better than this. Now I'm already growing white beard, trying to worrying about what that future is. Abi, you think say this na fashion? Na stress, yo. Stress. The stress of, hey, I am a father. When I read it that school children were kidnapped, and there's nothing anyone can do than to negotiate and pay ransom to terrorists. And in most cases, I may never see my child again. As a father, I am worried. As a family man, I am worried for those I love. And this, my worry, has been from the moment I understood what Nigeria represents. I am glad that I'm bold enough to speak my mind and speak out today. And that is why, even if you are going to watch me on your screen, and you're going to watch me grow old, calling on you to join hands, drop your differences. They are not in your interest. You want Biafra, 100% you will get it. We want Yoruba nation without these criminals and their hirelings. Absolutely, we can get it. But we won't get a freedom when people's mind and people's thoughts are still in line with what they have been raised, born into, raised, and conditioned to believe. Abnormalities that they believe is normal. Okay? Fighting for politicians because they come from your tribe or practices the same religion as you is one act of ignorance, stupidity, including foolishness that you do need to educate your mind. It is self-destruct, self-injurious. It's like kind of killing yourself slowly and drinking poison and expecting not to die. That's exactly what a lot of you are doing. When you think you are defending criminal politicians who doesn't really give a damn about you. They do not give a damn about you. Now, if you say you love them for being the type of political terrorists that they are, then you are a closest sadist, narcissistic, animal, and you can identify as that. We just do not want this poison to continue to spread. You cannot drink poison and expect somebody else to die. That is what has brought you the Agbadorians, the Agbadomighty, the bastards, the bat idiots, the Buhari idiots, Thai barbarians, Buhari Danes, Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Denotus, the Buhari Dijatus, Buhari Shukus, the Ungozi Haris, Unnek Haris, sophisticated morons of this world, humbled slaves of this world. I am talking to you, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. You are drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. Bad governance is a stray bullet. It doesn't discriminate. Everyone will collect. If you still have your senses, it is ideal to pay attention to the danger that is lurking around you. Not even your criminal politicians will be spared. None of us will be spared. But we can spare ourselves and save ourselves from all of this using the availability of information that are there to help you and me. You cannot drink poison and expect somebody else to die. That is an act of foolishness, trust me. Ask those who said, when Tifnubu said, Emilokon, Emilokon. Emilokon is like Yoruba word, Emilokon, it is my turn. I will continue to remind every one of you every day. How many of Emilokon of this has now symbolizes that Yoruba Lokon? Some of you suddenly turned Emilokon to Yoruba Lokon, Yoruba Lokon, Yoruba Lokon. I told you, this is not about Yoruba. It will be very stupid of you to continue to think that defending Emilokon or standing up or trying to shut people up is to protect Iwo Lokon. This is not you. Tifnumbu's Lokon, and it is Tifnumbu and his own cronies. Can you look around you? Unfortunately, the cronies who are also going to be or benefit like or loot and benefit like that of Bokwari's people, right? None of this wealth is going to in any way benefit any Yorubas or any part of Yoruba land. I say this with all sense of honesty and truthfulness. Look around you. Your politicians have been stealing and looting billions since 1999 in the earliest. Some of them claim to have businesses. They are building hotels. Yes, they are building hotels and building other things that never really add any real value, not even to the states they govern. Because most of them would rather use the same state resources to fund the business that is their own personal businesses. Politicians are building hospitals, private hospitals, right? And yet there are those who are also managing the public hospitals, only for public hospitals to die, and their own private unaffordable hospitals to continue to thrive. Yet they will never even use the hospitals. They build hospitals that they will never use. So when Tifnubu said Emilokon, he wasn't thinking about the young Yoruba children that will go to bed hungry every night. Certainly, he wasn't talking about the aged Yorubas those pensioners that are not paid. I'm talking about your aged parents, your aged
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show, because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say bye-bye.